Hello students, this is our second video in the series National Income Accounting, and in this video we are going to discuss about the circular flow of national income. Circular flow of national income refers to the flow of money income and flow of goods and services across different sectors of an economy. We know that in macroeconomics all the sectors are interrelated. So, activity carried on by one sector affects the activity to be carried on by the other sector, and that's the basis of the circular flow of income. We are going to discuss the circular flow of income in detail now. So let's start with assumptions. The first basic assumption is that there are only two sectors in the economy, that is households and business sector, or what we call as firms. Households perform the dual function of providing factor services, and they also act as consumers for goods and services produced by firms. Since we are dealing with only two sectors, so we assume that there are no savings and investment in the economy. Also, the economy is a closed one and having no international trade relation with any other country. Based on these assumptions, let's start with discussion of circular flow of national income. As I told you earlier that we assume that there are only two sectors in the economy, that is household and firms. The first step in the circular flow of national income is that households provide factor services to firms for production of goods and services. The factor services are provided as land, capital, entrepreneur, and labor. These factors of production get factor income in return from the firm. For example, capital gets interest, entrepreneur gets profit, and labor get wages. Thus, factor payments are given in return for the factor services which are given by the household in the first step of the circular flow. Coming to the step number 3. From the income earned, household spend this income on goods and services produced by the firms. That is, they incur the consumption expenditure. In return for the consumption expenditure, they get goods and services from the firm. So, there are 4 steps in the circular flow of national income as we have studied with the help of this diagram. Few points to note are: firstly, total production of goods and services by firm is equal to total consumption expenditure of goods and services by the household sector. Secondly, factor payment is equal to factor income. Thirdly, consumption expenditure of household is equal to income of the production sector. Now, this brings us to the conclusion that there are 3 phases in the circular flow of national income. Phase 1 is the production phase, in which goods and services are produced with the help of factor services rendered by the household sector. Phase 2 is the income generation phase, in which factor of production, that is household sector, gets income in the form of rent, wages, interest, profit, etc. from the production firms. Third and the last phase is expenditure phase, in which household incur expenditure on final goods and services produced by the firms. This expenditure is incurred from the income earned by factors of production. Thus, there are 3 flows of production, income, and expenditure that move in a circle, and that is why it is known as a circular flow of income. This brings us to a related concept of real flow versus money flow. I am recalling the definition of circular flow of income, which says it is a flow of money income or flow of goods and services across different sectors of an economy. We have seen that there are 4 stages in the circular flow of national income. In some stages, it is the money which move from one sector to another, and in some stages, it is the goods and service which move from one sector to another. Thus, we need to make a difference between the real flow and the money flow. Money flow refers to the flow of money in terms of receipts and payments across different sectors of the economy. Thus, in our 2-sector model of circular flow, money flow consists of factor payment made by the firms to factors of production and consumption expenditure incurred by households on firms. Alternatively, we have two real flows. Real flow refers to the flow of goods and services across different sectors of the economy. In our two economy model, we have seen firstly flow of services took place from household to firms, that is factor services, and secondly we also saw that flow of goods and services took back from firms to household in return for the consumption expenditure incurred by households on goods and services produced by the firm. Thus in the circular flow of income we have real flow as well as money flow. Now, coming to the second related concept, factor payment versus transfer payment. We have seen that factors of production are paid factor payment in return for the services rendered by them. We need to make a distinction between factor payment and transfer payment. Factor payment is payment received in exchange for rendering productive services. For example, it can be seen in the picture that labor gets the salary, then land earns the rent. Whereas, on the other hand, at times payments are received without providing any service or good in return. This is known as transfer income. It is also known as unilateral transfer since it's a one sided income. Now, we can see that transfer can be in the form of charity, scholarship, donations, etc. Only factor payments are included in the calculation of national income since they are given in exchange for rendering productive services, whereas transfer payments are not included while calculating the national income as there is no production of goods and services in return of the transfer income. Examples of factor payments are rent, wages, interest, profit. Then example of transfer payments are gifts, subsidies, donations, scholarships, etc. I hope the concept is clear to you. Thank you and have a good day.